Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Straight Facts Commentary where I give you my unpopular opinions in everything pop culture. So please stick around and subscribe for more. Hey y'all, I am back again with another video, and in today's video you see the title. We are going to be speaking about celebrities and fans in unhealthy parasocial relationships. I have some thoughts, and I've been having thoughts for a while, so if you're interested in that, female rap, pop, conspiracy theories, trending topics, my unpopular opinions, whatever I feel like freaking getting into for real, then go on ahead and subscribe, and let's get into this video. And thank you guys again for 5K subscribers. We are finally there. This was a milestone for me. I love you guys dearly. You guys have no idea how much I love you for real. Like, you guys really don't have any idea. I have a Q&A video coming. Either it's already here or it's coming very soon. One of the two, but just know, yeah, that's, happening. And I love you, so be on the lookout for that. And let's go ahead and get into my thoughts on this video. Okay, so this is just going to be a rant and ramble style video, like me giving my thoughts on parasocial relationships, celebrities, stan culture, all types of things like that. It's not like a documentary. This is not like a breakdown. This is just my personal thoughts and opinions and my observations and just different things that I've dealt with on a personal level, okay, in regards to stan culture. So if you're interested in that, continue to listen. I feel as though there is an extremely unhealthy relationship and dynamic between fans and celebrities with parasocial relationships. So, in case somebody doesn't really even know what that is, let me go ahead and throw the definition of a parasocial relationship in here. Okay, so the definition reads parasocial interaction. Parasocial relationships are one sided relationships where one person extends emotional energy, interest, and time, and the other party, the persona, is completely unaware of the person's existence. Parasocial relationships are the most common with celebrities, organizations, or television stars. So, if you understood that definition, basically it means the relationship that a lot of fans have with celebrities and, influencers or actors, actresses, whoever that they admire in a celebrity space. There is a one sided relationship that is formed because it's like we love that person, we see that person, we are infatuated with that person to a certain degree, and we extend our love out to them by interacting with them online, following them, buying their concert tickets, watching their movies, whatever the case is, and we create this one sided love for that person based on their art. However, the parasocial element obviously is that most likely this celebrity that you love so much has no idea that you exist, okay? And you have built up this, idea of them in your head and you love them so much based on whatever factors, right? And that is called a parasocial relationship. And we tend to have a more integrated parasocial relationship in this day and age because of social media. So we feel even more connected to celebrities now than we did in the early 2000s and the 90s because we have so much more access to the average celebrity, whether they are a singer, rapper, actor, influencer, whoever they might be. And so we feel a lot closer to them because we see them on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and all of these different places. And so we feel like we know these people. Now, inherently, there's nothing wrong with the regular parasocial relationship between a fan and a celebrity. I think it's important that fans and celebrities interact. Obviously, we are the fan and we enjoy the art or the work that the celebrity puts forth. And then celebrities can show their appreciation for the fans by interacting with them online, doing meet and greets, interacting with them on Instagram, Twitter, pop-up event, just different things to show that, hey, I see you as a fan, I appreciate you supporting me, and I love you to a degree, to a limit. Parasocial relationships are totally normal, I feel. But I wanted to talk about in this video how parasocial relationships between the fan and between the artist or the celebrity themselves can turn really weird, toxic, and abnormal. So I'm going to get into that. Now, I'm going to start with the perspective or the viewpoint of the fan. sometimes it's not always the artist's fault. Sometimes fans can be super volatile and aggressive in their own right, and it might not necessarily have anything to do with the artist or their influence. These fans have imaginary relationships in their heads with these celebrities, and some fans go to the point of dedicating their entire lives and personalities and existences to defending them online. Their whole world revolves around them to the point of doxing, harassment, threatening, getting YouTube videos removed and taken down by flagging, harassing YouTubers in their comment sections, or harassing people on the internet who have generalized opinions of their favorite artist. Taking it to the point where regular people on the internet, not people who are being mean or bashing or being disgusting or distasteful towards artists who are just, harassing or bullying the artist. I mean, people who just have fair, generalized, opinionated statements about, an actor, a singer, an artist, whoever they might be, saying, hey, I didn't really like this album, or hey, I didn't really like this thing, or hey, I don't really appreciate this thing that this artist did, or hey, whatever their opinion is, in a respectful manner. They can be the nicest about it. They can be very thorough. They can give all of the points as to why they are making the statement that they're making about that artist. But as long as the criticism that is being given is not inherently positive, is not inherently, kissing that celebrity's ass, that's not inherently like saying that that person is amazing and beautiful and perfect in every way possible, the fan who has adopted this relationship with them in their minds will go as far as doing all of these terrible, awful, gut wrenching things to the person online to get back at them in, defense of their faith, which is really mental. It's almost as if some of these people who are stands have no lives, no identities, nothing that they stand for other than defending a celebrity online who doesn't know that they exist, doesn't care about them, and only really cares about them pushing their image and taking their little bit of money. Like, it's crazy. I could never imagine going so hard for somebody who does not know I exist at all and could care less about me. Like, you are one out of 1 million people who support this person. So I'm just going to give you some examples of this that I personally experienced and that I've seen happen to other people. So the other day I made a video in regards to Taylor Swift, and I just said, hey, I feel like she should take a break from music because this last album wasn't that good, and she's just been like very focused on getting like super high on the charts, and she's just in the space too much. It's like she's oversaturated at this point. I love Taylor Swift down. I've listened to her for years. I've been a fan of her for years, but this last album wasn't that good. So I think she should take some time, go back to the drawing board, go on vacation, have, some time off, relax, reevaluate, whatever, and then come back with a better album in a couple of years. Okay. So I was just giving my opinion, right? And I had a few Taylor Swift stans come into my comments and start saying some mean things to me. And then I came back the next day to my comments and I saw that the comments were deleted. I don't know if YouTube deleted them, if they were reported, or if the person deleted them themselves. But I saw somebody in the comments said, I can't wait until the Swifties on Twitter dox this bitch. I'm like, wow, really? And then some other people in my comments were telling me to be careful about my video and like kind of cautioning me and warning me because another YouTuber who makes content about, pop and celebrities and things like that, named It's Kaija, she made a video about Taylor Swift, and the Swifties freaking bullied her into taking her video down and were leaving her like threats and all of these different things. And she's an arguably bigger YouTuber than me, so they must have gotten whiff of like her creating this video, and a lot more of those people saw and were basically bullying her. And I was like, oh, that's awful. I'm not taking my video down, but be blessed. Like, I get it. I understand. Stan culture is very tough and they're very like brutal and mean and nasty. So you might feel like you got to do that. But that's just an example of like how brutal these people can be sometimes for people who they don't even know. for people who don't even, Taylor Swift doesn't know you personally. Has she invited you over for Thanksgiving dinner? Like, if not, then what is the tea?
I'm a psychiatrist and I'm currently being canceled by the Swifties for making a post criticizing her most recent album. And I think this is a time to revisit the definition of parasocial relationships because I have been shocked by the comments that have been left on my post. The amount of people who are commenting like they're intimate friends with her, know what goes through her head, are there with her writing her songs is alarming to me. Maybe we do understand some things about her through her music and through what she posts and how she communicates to her fans, but we do not know her.
If I had to choose between two rooms, one room had a whole bunch of starving lions, and the other room consisted of three big stan groups: the Beehive, the Swifties, and the Barbs. I'm choosing the room with the lions because the stan girlies and boys, they're they're a little cutthroat. They're dangerous. I don't know who that boy was. But that boy who ate up Nicki Minaj, and I'm a Nicki girl. I'm not even gonna cap, but he ate her up. He said the truth, and they doxed him off the internet. I hope he's in witness protection program, some type of program protecting him, because they sent death threats. They sent all type of threats to that man's house. The Barbs was really at it. Not to mention, I asked one question about Beyonce's life on a second page, and you will not believe how the Beehive destroyed me. And I'm a strong girl, but they ate me up. And don't even get me started with the Swifties. Talk about Taylor Swift. You will literally wish that you weren't born. They will eat you up and they won't leave you alone. Which is why I will just choose to go to the room with the lions and get it over with. Because it's easier. Like, stan culture is really, really crazy, and I don't think you guys understand that. Like, stan culture is becoming a little too much. It needs to be eradicated. Like, I've already spoken about this multiple times, and I will continue to speak about it. Because these kids have nothing better to do. There's nothing more worse than someone who does not have a full-time job, and the only thing they do is go on TikTok and social media. They have nothing better to do than to attack and docs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. And that's another thing too. Like, outside of how the person doesn't know you, what are you guys doing with your time? Like, I've seen people like on the internet show up to other people's houses to threaten them based off of what they said about like their favorite artist. Like, what are you guys doing? Do you guys have jobs? Are you guys hermits? Are you guys broke? Are you guys not working? Like, how do you have the time to do these things? Are you making money from doing it? If not, then please pack it up. Like, what is going on? All this energy invested just to get nothing out of it. I guess out of, what they get out of it is the satisfaction of defending their fave and hurting someone else. But that sounds like a broken person to me. But I also wanted to talk about the flip side of parasocial relationships. It's not always just the fans. I mean, yes, the fans are a big part of it. They are what fuels the biggest part of the parasocial relationship and how toxic it can be. But sometimes the celebrity, the actor, the actress, the rapper, the singer, whoever they are, can also fuel the toxicity behind the parasocial relationship. So I'm going to get into how. So while it is normal for celebrities to interact with fans, whether it be online, whether it be meet and greets, concerts, pop-up events, different things where giving away concert tickets, tweeting them, shouting them out, whatever it might be, while it is normal to an extent to extend that to fans because it shows the fans, hey, I see you, I appreciate you, I appreciate your support, I love you, but I love you to a degree, to a fan and to an artist degree. While that is normal, there is a way that it can get super toxic and extremely codependent. And how that happens is if a celebrity is way, 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 way too intertwined with the fans and they are giving the fans way too much of their personal time and attention. They're constantly online. They're constantly talking to their fans. They're constantly, in fans' DMs, on Twitter, on this platform, on that platform, talking to their fans, telling their fans intimate things. Every little thing that happens, they are right there with their fans, in their fans' faces, and the fan feels like they personally know this person. Following fans, every single fan account on Twitter, interacting with them, shouting them out, doing different things but to a point where it's a lot. So much so that the fan then feels incentivized to go out here and do different things like defend the celebrity, dox people for the celebrity, harass people for the celebrity because they feel a personal attachment to them because either the celebrity followed them, interacted with them, DMs them, talks to them, gets online and like builds this type of camaraderie with the fans that makes the fans feel like they know them, talks to them online for hours and hours and hours and hours on, group messages and lives and all types of things like that. While it's fine to a degree, I think a limit should be placed upon it because then the fans feel like they know this person. Then they feel like they have to defend this person to the end of the earth, to the end of time, because they've built such a strong relationship around them that they will do anything for them. Now, I'm going to give an example of Nicki Minaj. I think Nicki Minaj is beautiful with her fans. I think she shows her fans the utmost love, respect, and support. Nicki Minaj loves her fans. She loves them to death, and it's so very obvious, which is amazing. It's beautiful, and that is why the Barbs ride for Nicki so hard, because Nicki shows love back to them. Just how they love her, Nicki loves them. Totally commendable. Totally respectable. Love that down. However, there is a toxic, in my opinion, codependency and a reliance that Nicki Minaj has for her fans. And it's so toxic. They're always online, snickering and bickering about female rappers and shading this person and shading this person and shading that person. Nicki Minaj is on Instagram Live or on Station Head for hours talking and just rambling and going off. These people feel like they know her because of this. These people feel like they know Nicki Minaj personally, and so it puts a battery in their back to defend her to the end of the earth and to develop a toxic codependent relationship with her. And Nicki has vice versa, developed it with them, which is why, some people feel like Nicki Minaj doesn't want to share her fans because she is so codependent on them that she doesn't want them supporting other people. She doesn't want them talking about other girls. She doesn't want to see them on their timeline. Da, da, da. She has developed a toxic codependent relationship with them, and they have developed one with her because she is too involved with the fans, to the point where they feel like this lady is their actual family member, mother, aunt, sister, brother, cousin. It's too much. It's gotten too much. She interacts too much. She's online too much. She's in the fans' face too much. And she is heavily reliant, I feel like, on the love, the validation, and the praise from the fans. You have to know where to draw the line. Otherwise, it gets toxic and fans start doing toxic things. Outside of the Barbs and Swifties and how toxic they can be, the Beehive. You guys know the HBO series Swarm, which I never finished because it was just too much. But you guys know the series Swarm was supposed to be based upon the Beehive and how toxic, stan culture can be and how it can lead to crazy, devastating things.
Is Swarm about Beyonce? And is it based on a true story? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, Your Honor, yes. Swarm is a brand new psychological thriller series from Amazon Prime in which a young woman's obsession with a pop star takes a very dark turn. Swarm stars Dominique Fishback as the show's lead character Dre. Dre's life revolves around a fictional singer, Niger. From the get-go, it's very apparent that the character of Niger was inspired by Beyonce. And it turns out the show was inspired by a real-life Beyonce rumor. Talking to Shondaland about it, Swarm creator Janine Neighbors revealed the pilot episode is based on a true event that existed on the internet. Explaining the event, Janine said, "In April of 2016, Lemonade was released. Thank the Lord. On the same night, there was a rumor about a woman named Marissa Jackson who committed suicide after watching the visual album, because it basically confirmed that a very powerful man was cheating on one of the most incredible, beautiful, and successful pop stars of our time." Janine added, "I'm from Houston, Texas. And my very best friend's last name is Jackson. There was a lot of texting between Houstonians being like, yo, who is this Marissa Jackson? Is this a true story?" And that existed on the internet for a while. And people were tweeting really horrible things about this woman who had killed herself and making fun of her. Janine ended by saying, "It was a little bit of the catalyst to this show." And that's when I researched all of the crazy stories that we've heard online or that have existed in the real world revolving around this particular musician. And how could we bring those issues to life and make them our own? In other words, Dre is not an actual person, but her character and actions were inspired by real life stories. As previously mentioned, Swarm is heavily inspired by Beyonce, the Beehive, and real life events that have happened. Any fan of Beyonce will be able to see that Niger's artistry, visuals, and performance style in the show are very reminiscent of Beyonce. Let's talk about the Carter's moment as well. The magazine cover in the first episode. Come on, Donald. Not to mention, Niger's fandom in the show is called The Swarm, which is a clear reference to Beyonce's Beehive. Buzz buzz. Perhaps most interestingly, Chloe Bailey, who is signed to Beyonce's label Parkwood, stars in the new show as Dre's sister Marissa. However, in spite of all the connections to Beyonce, Beyonce has no personal involvement in Swarm. The more you know. Who's your favourite artist? Comment below, or don't if you're too scared. Because I wouldn't. If someone asked my favourite artist, say, who's yours first? Who's yours first? You tell me yours first, and I'm just going to say whatever you say, babe, because whoo, after watching Swarm, I'm not taking chances. Because it's real life. Woof. Give Miss Fishback Academy Awards. Give her them all.
I think unhealthy parasocial relationships can exist whether the fan is super interacting with the celebrity a lot or whether the celebrity doesn't pay attention to the fans at all, because we know Beyonce doesn't barely pay attention to the Beehive or interact with them or go on live or tweet or do anything, and the Beehive still freaking will ride for her forever. Taylor Swift, she's not on the internet like that. She's not tweeting, she's not on live, she's not on here, she's not on Twitter, she doesn't interact with her fans like super heavily like that. But Taylor Swift fans will still ride for her no matter what. Nicki Minaj, I think Nicki Minaj is a different story because she does reward the fans by being very, involved with them, and to a point where it's even causing issues in her own fan base. Her own fans are thinking she's shading people because she's so heavily involved on Station Head, and she's talking and she's saying things to upset her own fan base and causing some of them to get sick and tired of her and turn on her entirely. So it's a lesson of like, just shut up sometimes. Go off the internet, stop talking to your fans so much, go and do what you need to do outside of them, and stop this unhealthy parasocial relationship that you could be developing with.
If we go back and think about the show Swarm, the safest option was to make it about Beehive. But if you go back and watch it, it's very clear which stan base it most applies to.
The Barbs have been mass doxing and harassing multiple celebrities, creators. It's gone as far as Erykah Badu, Psychonic, Terry Jo on TikTok. They've got multiple people who work in cybersecurity on here. A creator who's a lawyer on here. Now they even got me. Expected everybody to be shaking in their boots as if they weren't literally committing illegal activities on the internet. At this time, most of the creators who have been doxxed, including myself, have had their posts removed, and a lot of us are pursuing legal action outside of this app. So I hope y'all had fun playing with strangers for a woman who gives no fucks about you. I think a lot of y'all didn't realize how much actual trouble you're going to get into. A lot of y'all may want to look into selling tour tickets because there are going to be a lot of people paying fines and bail money over the next few months. Most of us didn't even say anything that crazy, and most of us also live in stand your ground law states, so let's keep it cute. Someone commented on my Nicki video, who's worse, Nicki stans or Trump supporters? And this is looking like the Barb Insurrection at this point. I might have to go with the Nicki stan.
This creator's rant about how terrible he thinks Nicki Minaj's went viral, and now he and his family are being doxxed by the Barb. Just in case you didn't see his rant, I'm gonna play it for you right now.
Nicki Minaj is essentially the Dr. Seuss of her time, and what I mean when I say that is she's objectively a disgusting and reprehensible person by pretty much all metrics of basic humanity and common decency, yet her one singular talent that appears to be an innate ability to rhyme words together in a silly fashion that particularly resonates with children has cemented her with a legacy legacy, she really does not deserve as much as many female rappers who came before her. In case you're not already up to date, the self-proclaimed queen of rape has spent the past 24 hours deflecting from the fact that her husband is a convicted sexual predator who is not allowed near public parks or elementary schools by making fun of Megan Thee Stallion for getting shot, as well as referring to her as Bigfoot. It's always amusing to me how Nicki Minaj immediately jumps to making fun of other people's appearances, as if she didn't spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in 2008 getting illegal Craigslist butt injections from some guy in his basement. And not just that, she lied about it for 10 years and only confessed after her ass cheeks were visibly deflating in public and everybody could already tell. And listen, I'm not at all reveling in the fact that she's a terrible person. I was a very big Nicki Minaj fan growing up. Ask anybody who went to middle school with me. I loved her so much I would defend her to anybody who would listen. I saw her doing that, I'm gonna put her in it, and I was like, finally some real music. However, around 2018, when she started intentionally surrounding herself with sex offenders, I kind of fell off the wagon. She was announcing her associations with them faster than she was dropping new music. And it's always especially humorous to me when I see Nicki Minaj as well as her fans attempt to defend her by saying, you only attack the men she associates with for being sexual predators because you don't have anything on her. I beg to differ, Barbs. Because not only are we talking about a woman who once gave a lap dance to a 13-year-old boy, we're talking about a woman who once made a song with a then 16-year-old little twist, in which she says these lyrics. In conclusion, yeah, she's going to hell. Let's hope all that silicone doesn't release too many toxic fumes while she's burning.
Since the rant has gone viral, he has deleted the video. And he has posted a new video apologizing and explaining that the Barbs have doxed him. They've been threatening him and his family. He's considering calling the cops.
I can't believe I'm making this fucking video right now, but basically, Nicki Minaj fans are attempting to dox me, messaging family members as well as people who aren't members of my family, sending them shit. Apparently they got somebody's address. I am sorry. I'm so sorry that I disrespected Nicki Minaj. I saw a lot of other people doing it. I thought I'd add my 2 cents. I'm very sorry. I'm autistic. Sometimes things come out a lot harsher than I mean for them to come out. I don't actually think she's like the worst fucking person ever. I do think she's done some things that I don't agree with. Please take it up with me. Come to me. Tell me how much you fucking hate me. Please leave my fucking family members out of it. Please stop sending death threats to fucking children. And here's the thing. I have family members who like Nicki Minaj. I have family members who saw that video and were like, Bayla, I don't agree with you. And you're fucking threatening people who agree with you. What kind of fucking sense does that make? I really don't know what else to do at this point. I did not think that video was gonna go that fucking viral. Usually my videos don't go that viral, especially on fucking Twitter. I'm gonna call the cops to try and simmer this down in any way I can. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm really sorry.
And if you're wondering what Nicki Minaj's response to all of this is, she tweeted the following. Call the cops? Don't involve your family. True dat. Family off limit. Whew, Barbs. Why? Why are we here? Why are we doing this? You're gonna fucking die!
At the end of the day, I feel like parasocial relationships to a degree are normal, but they can become extremely toxic. Whether it's the fans who are just toxic on their own without anything that the celebrity is doing, or whether it is both the fan and the celebrity being equally as toxic and creating this weird codependency, I feel like there needs to be management on both ends. There needs to be management and perspective from the fan and realizing, hey, this person doesn't effing freaking know you in real life, and I can appreciate their art and I can appreciate, what I appreciate about them without feeling so emotionally attached and connected to someone who doesn't know that I exist and doesn't care about me like that freaking much. And also, I think sometimes artists can take accountability in realizing, like, hey, I'm a little too attached to my fans. I give them a little bit too much. I'm online too much. I am fueling them a little bit too much to where they feel like they really know everything about me and they feel like they have to defend me to the end of the earth. And maybe I can pull back just a little bit and create some boundaries so that fans and me don't feel like we're literal cousins, brother, sister, mother, father, all of this stuff, because it's really not like that. There needs to be a line of distinction because you are one person and they are millions of people who don't know you. So draw a line, draw a distinction, cut the codependency off, and treat fans like fans. Yes, respect them, love them, appreciate them, but treat them like fans at the end of the day, not your goddamn brother, sister, cousin, brother, husband, baby, child. No. No. No, 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 no. stop because it creates issues. Anyway, I'm done with my rant. Whether you agree, disagree, whatever. I love you, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.